Boy, am I glad that is over with.
Well, now, that wasn't so bad, was it, huh?
Oh, Mr. Wheeler is absolutely divine. But I was so nervous. I just hope I did all right.
No, you did fine. Don't worry. I'll let you know as soon as I hear something, all right?
Well, I remember you saying that we wouldn't hear anything until next week.
Yeah, that's right. You see, you're the first person interviewed. We have a couple more this afternoon and quite a few to interview tomorrow.
There is so much competition for this job, I wonder if I even have a chance.
Look, Ashley, if it's any help, I think you should know that, well, Mr. Wheeler was very impressed.
Do you really think so?
Mm-hmm. He was especially impressed with your knowledge about World Oil.
Well, that comes from having worked in so many different departments.
By the way, do you know that every department head that you worked for gave you excellent recommendations?
Well, that is so nice to hear. I tell you, I really appreciate you going out of your way to make me feel better. And I know that it's silly of me to worry like this. I'll tell you, Mr. Connor, the only real regret I'll have if I get this job is that I won't get to work with you.
Well, don't be too sure about that.
Is there a chance you may be staying in Houston?
Yeah, there's a chance that, well, I won't be leaving.
That's wonderful. Well, do you mind me asking, what made you change your mind?
Listen, these are circumstances I'd rather not get into right now, okay?
I understand. Well, thank you again for your kindness.
Thank you, Ashley.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Did Ryan Connor give you any indication as to whether they were leaning in your direction?
Well, as a matter of fact, he did seem a little encouraging. Oh, but I hate to get my hopes up. But since Mr. Connor's not going to be leaving World Oil, I want that job even more.
Ryan isn't leaving Houston.
Didn't you know?
It's the first I've heard. Do you know what made him change his plans?
Well, now, I get the distinct impression that it has something to do with Ginny Marshall.
Well, I don't know how that can be. When her husband came back from Cambodia, that supposedly ended everything between Jenny and Ryan.
Well, now, Barrett Marshall might think that, but I know from personal experience, Mrs. Wheeler, that you can't always just turn your emotions off like that.
Yes, I agree.
Now, of course, Ryan Connor didn't tell me that himself about Ginny Marshall.
Oh, no?
I did overhear a conversation, him calling up the hospital to check up on her.
And you put two and two together?
Well, it's just that he sounded so concerned about her, and when I found out that he wasn't leaving Houston...
You do keep your eyes and ears open, don't you?
Well, I try to. I've got to go. Secretaries aren't supposed to take such long lunches. Hello?
Mrs. Marshall.
Yes.
This is Colonel Austin. I meant to call you sooner, but I've been working on a tight schedule.
We've been expecting to hear from you, Colonel. Are you still in Houston now?
Yes, I'm at the Gulf Coast Hospital, and I'm seeing Mr. Carrington in a few minutes. Sometime today, I'd like to see your husband.
Certainly.
I have his medal. I'd like to make the presentation. I think we've kept him waiting long enough.
Barrett will be very pleased.
Well, I'm going over to Lackland Air Force Base this afternoon. I should be back about 5 o'clock. Will that be all right?
Oh, that'll be fine.
All right, then I'll drive out to the ranch, and we'll make his heroism official.
Since you're driving all this way, why don't you stay and join us for dinner?
Oh, no, I don't want to impose.
Dr. Nelton, as a matter of fact, the whole family will be here, and having you with us will make it more of a celebration.
Well, in that case, I'd be delighted. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.
Okay. Goodbye.
Who's that?
Colonel Austin, he's coming out a little before 6 to give you your medal.
I hope the family doesn't plan to make a fuss.
Barry, of course we plan to make a fuss. The Marshalls have a history of courage. We have 3 generations of medals hanging on that study wall. Now there's another one to add to it, and we want to do it in style. We're very proud of you.
Well, I'm proud too, but I feel foolish.
Well, you won't look foolish. I had your uniform pressed this morning.
You think of everything, don't you?
Steve would never forgive you if you didn't wear that uniform. He was so excited about you receiving this medal. I think his teachers are going to have to tie him down to his desk at school.
That's right. He expects the colonel to be here when he gets home.
Well, just have to wait a little bit. Colonel's has a meeting at Lackland.
Is he calling from there?
No, he was calling from Gulf Coast Hospital. He was seeing Elliot.
Elliot Carrington?
Yes. You remember we talked about that the other night?
Yes, I remember that we talked about it. I also remember that I wanted to warn the colonel against having any contact with that man.
Austin knows Elliot.
No, he doesn't, really. He thinks he does.
Austin debriefed Elliot when he
He's dangerous.
returned...
Elliot is very, very dangerous.
Jerry.
I know it.
Jerry, please calm down.
I know how he operates. He'll fill Austin with a pack of lies.
Barrett, please. There's no reason to be so upset.
No reason. An official representative of the United States is willing to sit down face to face with a murderer.
Elliot hasn't been tried and convicted.
He's pretending to be a madman.
Honey, please don't do this to yourself.
They were my men. My responsibility. They would be here now if it weren't for that traitor. He should be behind bars.
For all practical purposes, he is.
Gulf Coast Hospital is not a prison. He's being pampered like some poor victim instead of the cold-blooded murderer that he is. He has fancy doctors and high-priced lawyers.
Barry, he's a sick man.
That's what he wants everybody to believe. He's clever and devious.
Austin is a friend of Elliot's. Colonel Austin debriefed him when he returned to the States. Now, what could Elliot possibly tell him that he doesn't already know?
I spent a year in prison with Elliot. I know he's full of tricks.
Barry, forget about Elliot. He's not in your life. You never have to see him again, Barry.
Forgive me. I didn't mean to go off the deep end like that.
Colonel Austin is coming out here to give you a medal. Let's concentrate on that. Let's concentrate on happy thoughts. Okay?
Hey, Ginny. What are you doing to those peppermint sticks?
I'm crushing them. It's part of the recipe.
What for?
Peppermint candy cake. I used to make it for Barrett at Christmas time. He always liked it. I thought it'd be kind of nice and make it more festive tonight.
Where's Barrett?
I think he's in his study.
Listen, I want to go find Barrett. How is our hero doing today on his day of glory?
Oh, do me a favor. Take it easy on that hero stuff, okay?
Why, what's the matter? Is he sensitive to that?
Well, he's been very touchy on the subject of this medal.
I ain't just keyed up.
I hope that's all it is. It seems like he's so easily excitable.
Yeah, what do you mean? How? In what way?
Barrett seems to have this obsession about Elliot Carrington. Every time anyone mentions Elliot's name, he flies off into a rage.